My name is Chris. My best friend was the young man that you were just talking about on Saturday night that was attacked. And I was the person that he called at 5:45 in the morning, confused, saying, hey, I said, hey, do you need a place to crash? I just saw him like an hour ago, and I thought he was calling me because he didn't stay with his friends or whatever, wasn't going to go home, was going to come crash my house. And he said, hey, no, I don't need a place to crash, but my head is bleeding, and I think I may have just been attacked, but I have no idea what happened. And so I said, okay, where are you? Tell me where I was. It was really far away from where I had left him. And he, so I hung up, called ambulance, spoke to some officers on the scene when I called him back, met him at the hospital, eventually, after going to the wrong hospital, because that's where, according to the operator at the police precinct, that he was sent to Woodhull Hospital. It's not true. I was told to wander around the ER to find him. He wasn't there. Finally found out by asking a cop that happened to be there that he was indeed at Wyckoff, went to Wyckoff. The reason he was brought to Wyckoff was everyone that I spoke to thought that it was strange that he was brought there because it was so far away. And the reason was because an ambulance from Wyckoff was sent to pick him up, so they conveniently took him back to their hospital. Instead of the hospital that was closer with a man bleeding from his head. Anyway, good news, he's fine. He went home today. The bad news is that in every single one of my interactions with probably some of the officers that have been here, I have mentioned and tried to prioritize the fact that this may indeed have been a hate crime. Do I know that? I don't know that. Does he know that? He doesn't know anything. He doesn't remember anything that happened. Was that because he was drunk? No. It was because he had blunt force trauma to the head and suffered a serious concussion. And I'm just a little disappointed that every single time I had brought up the fact that this may have been a hate crime, the reasons I believe this, that I think this might be, not because I'm interested in labeling things as hate crimes when they're not, to get some kind of political support or anything. No, because he was outside a gay bar. The next thing I hear, I did some my own investigating and found out who left him last, and he was in front of the gay bar, and the next thing I know, he was bleeding blocks and blocks away. And also because I have personally experienced people being assaulted in front of that exact gay bar by other people. I was standing on the street talking to some friends, and someone drove past us and jumped out of the car and hit my friend in the head and ran back and drove off. Why do I think that was a hate crime? Because we were acting really gay, standing in front of a gay bar, and waving to people, and they hit him in the head. Anyway, so I don't think I'm being crazy or being irrational to think that this might have been motivated by his sexuality. However, every time I brought this up with any detective or police officer or even a hospital worker, everyone seems to quickly dismiss what I'm saying, and basically says, well, you know, he probably just fell, we don't even know if anyone assaulted him, he was probably drunk. That's a really interesting thing to say. I was with him the entire day, I knew exactly how much alcohol he consumed. The officers in the scene did not conduct a breathalyzer test, so I don't know how they would know better than I that he was inebriated. He wasn't. And I'm just a little upset that I'm not expecting us to catch these people. If he doesn't remember anything, he's probably never going to remember what happened to him. But I would have just appreciated someone saying, got it. All right, this might be a hate crime. We're going to mark it down. We're going to add it to a list of other incidents that might be hate crimes. So if this MO or if this type of incident builds up, we'll be able to investigate it with the right kind of strategy. That I've never heard that. I've talked to many officers, and everyone has been completely dismissive about that. And so I'm very excited that you are all speaking so strongly about persecuting these crimes for what they really are. But from my personal experience, I've not seen that actually happening within the police force. If it is happening and no one's telling me about it, then great. But I'd love for someone to just say, hey, we're on it, don't worry, we got your back. But I'm missing that. So that's why I came today. Thank you.